Hey there, boys, girls, and squirrels. My name is Modstab, and welcome back to Minecraft Scottish Village. I said it correctly this time. Now, there's a couple different things that I want to address real quick. I'm going to pause it because the music is good for you guys. We're back from Texas. This is the first video I'll be recording in the setup after being back from Texas. You guys can probably see there's a totally different mic than what you're used to. And it's gonna be a little percussive this time because the puzz and buzz and cuzz are gonna really pop in this guy because I don't have a pop filter. I was hoping that I could slide it into my previous setup with the shock mount, pop filter, and things like that. It just wasn't so. This is slightly more elongated and less round, so it just wouldn't fit where I wanted it to, which is a little bit of a bummer because that was a nice, sturdy mount system, and it kept things from popping as much. But with all that said and done, I'm liking it. It's a beautiful looking mic. It's much cheaper, and I figured if I'm just gonna be talking into a microphone, I don't need to have a really expensive mic. So here's what we're thinking today, y'all. I would like to, you see my Texas drawl, y'all. Ha ha ha. Been to Texas, boy. Been to Texas. I want to do, instead of finishing this, because there's a couple of modifications I want to make to this, and just to change some angles, maybe make this into like a modified A-frame type thing. I don't like the straight across roof. Also, I'm still waiting for your guys' feedback. And I'm gonna hold you to it, okay? I'm gonna hold you to it. So you got to do the things. I decided, you know what? I kind of want to make a house, okay? I'm sick of all these industrial buildings, and we can put houses and things like that in there and just kind of fill up some of the space. And what I'm thinking is the tradespeople were probably fairly wealthy when it actually came down to it, and they probably lived pretty close to their little I guess, the shops, their places of employment. And so I kind of wanted to build something right next door. Now this one, I had a little bit of an inspiration kind of off of this here. I wanted to keep it similar idea with the porch and things like that, but I wanted to slightly alter it. So what we're thinking here is I want to have a 3-block center, right? So you have a 3-block center. Look at us go. We've already placed blocks. Yes. I shouldn't say 3-block center, but what it'll do is it'll give us a 1-block center, and we'll go 3 in. And what we're gonna do is I kind of want to have a wraparound porch. So now that we got this, and I'm just gonna literally, I am just, oops, gonna kind of eyeball this, see if I like that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. All right. I like that because then it gives us this little section here. All right, I can deal with that. And then we're just gonna go out to this guy, just fill it out. The other one is where it gets a little hairy, okay? So we got 1, 2, 3, 4. So we got 4 thick on this one. All right, and we need it to wrap around. So in order for us to do that, we need to 1, 2, 3, and dang it. Thank you, 4. Oh gosh, these shrubs, they're just like the spawn of Satan. They look so beautiful, but they always get in my way and it drives me bonkers. All right, so now that we have that, 1, 2, 3, 4, okay. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Is that far enough? I don't know. That looks far enough, right? Oh, gosh. I'm so dumb. All right. It's been a long time since I've done any of this kind of stuff, and I'm just excited, okay? You can't blame a guy for being excited about being back into the swing of things, okay? But that being said, why we were in Texas, I don't remember if I told you guys this, but we went to my brother's Air Force graduation, which, by the way, was such a cool experience. Just how they talked about their airmen and basic military training and all that kind of stuff, and it was just a really cool experience. Let's frame this bad boy in. All right, we're gonna do one thing of stairs here. Actually, you know what? Nope, we're going for the gusto. 2 things of stairs. All right, we're just gonna frame all this out, okay? We're gonna frame it with these fences because this is gonna make it look really, really nice. If it turns out the way I'm hoping it will, we're gonna have quite a beautiful little plot of land on our hands, okay? And I'm hoping we can do this all in one episode because that'd be wunderbar. I don't want to make this house any bigger than this. It's gonna be another kind of oblong, like A-frame house. I might take the backside out just a smidge. So, like for instance, here we will go 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 is a really good representation. I want to see what this looks like when filled in. So we're going to kind of take care of this here. Anyways, it was just a really, really cool experience, and it was an honor to be a part of it. And oh my gosh, by the way, okay, I fell in love with Texas. I love it so much. It is unbelievable. Like, to the point where I think within the next couple years, we'll probably be moving to Texas because, oh my Lanta, the weather was amazing. The people were amazing. The culture was amazing. It was just, overall, it really was just a really, really good experience. Let me get this ready. Hey, buddy. How's it going? You're a fisherman. Don't care about you. Where's that door? Let's get this door in. Look at us. Yeah. Look at that. We're making progress. We're making progress. We're only, what, 5 minutes in? Oh, that's great. Yeah, I do like that size. I really do. So here's what we're going to do. Just like everything else, we're going to fill this bad boy in. And then I'm going to experiment with the height of these blocks for the wall, for the first floor of walls. I'm thinking a 2-story building with matriculations, because I think they're really cool. Yeah, it's a good time. Anywho's, so let me go ahead and, you can tell I'm a little rusty at this. Let me go ahead and fill everything in. Once I get this whole location filled in, we will come back after I figure out what height I'm looking at for all this stuff. And then, we'll take care of it for you. So I'll see you in just a couple of minutes. And we have returned. That's right. So it didn't take too awful long, but I got this bad boy filled in. We're just going to stick with the same color scheme as the outside just because it's going to really keep things flowing. And I did figure out how tall I want this to be. And just like everything else, I'm going to fill it in with one shade of a block. And then towards the end, just to kind of spice it up, we're just going to randomly, as random as possible, because that's what random means, we're going to place some of the like mossy cobblestone, things like that. Really just kind of fill out the space. Yeah, there we go. There we go. Get it, get it, get it. Anyways, I've noticed that, like, I used to build exclusively with, like, full blocks when I would do these kind of builds, and it worked, obviously, but it made the inside seem so small, and I've been experimenting with, like, doing slabs for the second floor. Although you may not be able to build everything perfectly on the first floor if you're doing, like, a chandelier or things like that, you can make accommodations to help that work for you. And it just creates so much space if you're doing things with slabs, because it gives you the illusion of having almost a full extra block, you know, duh, obviously, because it's half a block, so almost a full extra. Seems quite obvious. But I wanted to show you guys here why it's important. So let's go ahead and I'm going to top this out. And what I'm going to do after I kind of top this out, I'm going to place a full block next to those slabs just to kind of give you guys an idea of, like, how much shorter it makes things feel. And I know ultimately you're not going to be the one playing, so it's not going to, like, relay perfectly. Let's go like 3 deep on both of these just so you guys can get an idea. So obviously it's not like a total, like, life-changing difference, but I'm going to go with slabs here. But, like, you can see how nice and full this feels, and you just feel so much more restricted when you have those full blocks. So that's how it is, okay? That's why we go slabs now, because it creates more space. And if I wanted to do, like, chandelier, I could just do, like, a half slab, like something like this, you know, call it a day, and then modify the design accordingly. But let me go ahead and fill this in, and then we're going to go ahead and get started on the shape of the upper room. Alrighty, so we got the first floor it started, taken care of. So we got the roof, or the ceiling for the first floor. It's nice and open, just real simple, straightforward. And we got the flooring for the second floor taken care of. Now, I was debating heavily whether I wanted to do any type of, like, additional access to the to, like, this main room, but I decided, you know what, I'm gonna worry about it. But what I will do is on the back side, where's that center line? Yeah, it's right here. Perfect. So what I did kind of want to do, and this one's inspired because I'm more so, like, excited about actually, let's go here. Yeah, let's go out 2, because that'll give us a 1-block center. I'm more excited about the launch of WoW Classic. It's coming out on the 27th. I'd have to check to see the exact time frame, but we're thinking the 10th, 10 to 12 o'clock ratio. I'd have to figure out whether that's Central, Eastern, whatever time frame it might be. But I'm excited, and having, like, a little kind of, what is it, for lack of a better term, having like a little cellar behind the house is very much so something that would happen in that game, and it just makes me happy. All right, so we're golden. Let me find some more stairs, and I'm thinking I'm gonna do oak stairs just to kind of replicate what's happening with the fences. That way we get a very similar color scheme going on. We're gonna fill this one up. And once again, we're gonna go back and do the matriculations. Now this time I wanted to try something a little bit different. I wanted to come out on the corners to give that illusion, and I wanted to give it like a 4 count. So every, you have 3 in the middle, and every 4th block you place it, because that should, in theory, give us something like this. And it may not be perfect, so I might have to rethink my math here. Let me think. What if I did 1, 2, 3, 4 and have the 4th block showing? Let me see. 1, 2, 3, 4. Have the 4th block showing. Yeah, so we'll do every 4. Wait a cotton stibbly dobbler. I don't think it's even. Well, it's even on there, so that's what we're going to go with, okay? 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Counting with Devin. Isn't it fun, guys? 1, 4. Sometimes it's just, you just need to have this. Okay, you just need to have that time where you're learning how to count. Just having a good old time with it. But anyways, long story short, I know I've rambled a little bit about it, but Texas, I love it. It's beautiful, and I'm going to be moving there. It's going to be amazing. All right, so now what I'm going to do here is I'm just going to kind of frame things in. Get that exterior wall going here. Now what I might have to do once again is kind of redo this bottom section so that it is wood. And maybe that'll help kind of tie in the idea of this whole kind of layered house in a little bit better. Because what that will do is it'll give us a little bit of a trim on the outside in regards to... what am I thinking? Oh, you know what I could do? Maybe. I don't know if I want to do it. Okay, so I'm trying to think. Do I want to take this and make this all the dark oak, or do I just want to put like a dark oak slab over the top of it, kind of giving that illusion of step up? Because it's very castle-esque. Let me see how this looks real quick. See if it looks too bad on the outside. You know, I think it's going to help break up the monotony of the outside, so we're going to go ahead and do this. So I'm just going to take this bad boy out. This is what happens. I mean, you start building, you have an idea, you let it come to life, okay? You can't win them all. You can't win them all. But what you can do is place more blocks. Thank you, Minecraft. Oh, yeah. Anyways, I'm thinking what I might do, I'm just so in love with Texas right now. I'm probably going to try to do like a themed build. Like, let's take like one of the big, like fancy, like touristy trap, like structures that is in Texas. Okay, get out of here. We're going to daytime, y'all. There we go. Now we have that second floor. It's not like a perfect color scheme, but it has a nice contrast. You have the oaky, and you have the dark oaky. It's great. It's perfect. It's amazing. And what we can do to kind of help, so let's take out a couple windows, right? Yeah. And I know that these aren't even, and it does drive me a little bit of bonkers, but you know what? Oh, well. There we go. We'll have these guys as our little shutters, so to speak. I'm not going to worry about anything on the back side or the sides overall. I might add a second door here. I don't know. We'll figure that out once we get there. But I'm going to go ahead and 1, 2, 3... so that these are 4 tall ceilings, right? Yeah. I just like how 4 tall ceilings work, okay? And then we're going to make an A-frame. We'll probably leave it dead open, and we'll do something similar to what we did on the cathedral, where we had like those cross beams and stuff. So let me go ahead and get this second floor taken care of as far as the height is concerned, and then we will be right back, and I will show you the glorious of... the most glorious, the most stupendous, the most awesomest of awesome A-frame designs you have ever seen. And by all of that, I mean it's going to be horrible, but we're going to have fun doing it. So it's great. So I'll see you guys once we get all this stuff topped off. Oh, yeah. Cringy. The deed is dead. That's right. And we are ready for the A-frame. Now, basically every time ever, there's always a little bit of an overhang, so we're going to go ahead and do it this way. Now, I am using the andesite stairs this time because I wanted to create a little bit of contrast, okay? So we are indeed a craftsman, okay? Well, not us, but the person living here, okay? So like our blacksmith, right? They are indeed a craftsman. So they are probably very wealthy in this time, like being commissioned by like kings and knights and things like that to do armor pieces, swords, like fancy things that weren't even necessarily used in combat. So there were some swords that were just like aesthetic, just decorative pieces that would have like stones inlaid into them and gold pieces. Obviously not used for combat, just used to show your wealth, essentially. And that's what we're going for, okay? This guy's rich. He's a fancy boy, and he's got his fancy tools and his fancy equipment because he made a lot of things for the king, which lives in the castle. It looks so much different when I'm in this texture pack than it did on vanilla. But if you guys haven't checked it out, that is my first attempt at a really big build. Now it was a weird amalgamation, okay? It was, part of it had like is it world edit? I think it was world edit. Part of it had world edit, part of it didn't, because the transition to 1.14 took place shortly after I started that. And I was like, you know what? There's some textures and things like that I like in 1.14 that I think are worth sacrificing world edit for. And so I got most of the way through the outside structure, and then I got to the inside structure without world edit, and oh my gosh, it was a time-consuming process. Like, I can see why, if you're going to be a solo builder in Minecraft, why you would almost absolutely have to have something like world edit as a tool, because I'm telling you, it was one of the hardest things I had to do. All right, golden, and that came to like the perfect amount because we have that 1 block peak. Oh my gosh, that works out amazingly. All right, so now that we kind of got the idea of what this is going to be here, I'm going to go ahead and jump cut. That way we can get the roof taken care of without you guys having to sit here and watch all of it. So I will be right back, Dorinos. And we have returned after yet again another jump cut. Now we have the roof on here, and obviously, as you can tell, it's a lot of like monochromatic feel. Like you have the dark wood, and then it's like stone, and it's like slightly darker stone, and it's just a lot of gray. But that's where a couple things come in handy. So I'm going to go ahead and fill this in just to kind of get an idea of what we're looking at here. And now on the interior, I wanted to do something a little bit special. Now, for those of you who have been following this Scottish Village series, Scottish, I don't know if I said Scottish again. I don't know why, it's a tongue twister, okay? But anyways, for those of you that have been following the series, you know that outside of the big buildings like the tavern / inn and the like the makings of like the cathedral and stuff like that, I don't tend to decorate the interior very much. Like over here, which was kind of like more of like a bakery shop, I just have like the layout of the bakery shop. This is just kind of an open room. I did put some stuff there. Didn't put anything in the stuff and things like random shop, but I did put some in the blacksmith because they're the mainstay buildings, okay? Those are the ones that you'll consistently see inside of. But I am going to do something a little different on this house. I am going to decorate the interior ever so slightly, and by decorate, I mean I'm not going to put like furniture and things like that, because ultimately, if this is a building that you guys would like to kind of copy, and kind of bring into your own world, that's totally fine by me. That's awesome, and I would greatly appreciate seeing what you guys have to like do, you know? Like, how do you guys decorate it? What are kind of your tricks of the trade, and what are some things that you added maybe that I didn't? But that being said, we are going to go inside here, okay? Because there is one thing I wanted to do. Now, we need to get stairs, so I'm going to go ahead and have stairs. I like the idea of having stairs in the back left. I don't know why. It hits me on all the check marks. Hits all the check. English is my first language, I promise. As you guys can clearly tell by my glorious sense of vocabulary. But we come up here. I thought it'd be really cool to have like a ladder. Let's get this bad boy. We'll probably put it instead of the door. And then we'll, oops, I got rid of slabs. I want my dark oak slabs because I don't need those anymore. What I was thinking is, how cool would it be to have like a little crawl space, right? So you go like 4 tall up, whoops, wrong one. We're gonna go 4 tall up here. And another reason I want to do that is because I can add extra windows like up on this top portion to kind of have some natural light come into the building. So I'm gonna go ahead and just do 3 3 deep on, why am I doing it this way? This is so much faster. We're gonna go 3 deep on each of these sides, right? Okay. Perfect. And we're gonna probably have, probably oak. Realistically, oak probably makes the most sense, doesn't it? We're gonna have some oak fences to kind of give like those posts feel. That way there's like some level of support, things like that. Where you at, big boy? I don't want the fence gate, I want the fences. We're probably done with cobblestone, so I'm gonna go ahead and get rid of that. We're gonna do a combination of things here. So we're gonna frame this in, right? Because we want that to be nice and safe. We're gonna put this bad, oops, we're gonna put this bad boy up. And then we're gonna, look at that. We're gonna do the same thing on the other side, right about here. It doesn't have to be perfect, because I don't think it's gonna be centered anyways, so what's the big deal, right? But now we have that, which means we have a little bit of a support. And I'm wondering, can I just throw the ladder? No, I can't. I have to have full blocks. Bummer. So let's go ahead and... yeah, we'll put a block here, right next to that, to give it the support. Actually, you know what? No, we're gonna do it this way. We're gonna do it this way. This is going to be our giant support, as hideous as it is, so that way we can get our ladder up, right? Because now that we can go up here, we have this little area, and then we're gonna do a little, what do we got? That's pretty central. We're gonna go that route. And we're gonna do the same thing on the other side. Look at us go. Look at us go. Making the dreams happen. Now this is where things get a little awkward for this one. We're gonna do this one slightly off-centered because I don't want it to interfere with this, because I like how that looks. Okay, I know it's not perfect. Okay, don't hate on me. I know it's not perfect, but it looks beautiful. All right, so now that we have that, we have the windows, we have these little areas. I do kind of want to add just a couple little windows on each side, you know, go in a couple blocks and pop those bad boys out. Look at that. That's the exact sound that it makes. All right, and I want to do one kind of more centralized. We're going to make this one a little bigger. I'm going to put one on the back side as well, a little more centralized and a little bigger. There we go. So now we have some nice little natural lighting. It looks pretty good in here. We have these little lofty regions. Now I think the remainder of the project is going to be get these bad boys up. Okay. Doesn't really matter which way they fold, quite frankly, because they all look the same when they're down. I do kind of wish that in Minecraft that they would add some variation of like a what are those called? What did I just call? I literally just named them. Shutters. Okay, English is great, Devin. You're amazing. I wish they would actually add functional shutters to Minecraft, because I think it would be so cool to have like a window that closes up without having to do any type of automation. Maybe just like a right click and it slides, kind of like how doors work in Minecraft. I think that'd be really cool. Now we have that. We have the gist of everything taken care of. Here's where we get fancy, okay? And by fancy, I mean we just start tearing into this thing, okay? We just tear into it. We tear into it. And you're like, oh my gosh, Devin, what are you doing? Didn't you just, oh my gosh, you made this thing. It's beautiful. Why would you tear it apart? Why would you do this? Well, mossy moss, because it'll make it look beautiful. And I'm thinking we're gonna put some actually like vines and stuff like that on it as well. Kind of have like this overhang feel. All right. And I know I've explained to you guys a couple times on my process for this. I literally just destroy things, okay? We go to town, you destroy it. Oops, I destroyed one of my matriculations. I think it was this one, yeah. You just go to town, right? You don't want to get too crazy because you don't want to destroy literally everything, but that makes it feel a lot more natural, a lot more random. And there are going to be these like, oops, squared sections, okay? It's going to happen. But doing it this way, you can add like little accents here and there, maybe like put something on the backside that you couldn't destroy prior, but it really just makes it feel a little bit more natural. Like the wear and tear of it isn't just like you being a perfectionist and trying to find like the most like squared root, you know what I mean? It's just, it looks so much nicer when you do things like this. Oh yeah, I need to get rid of that, but I am going to replace one of those because I think it might look, yeah, it shines through. That's so nice. I think I might actually add that to this one as well. Yeah, it fills it out. It makes it look real nice. I don't know why I went, you know, sometimes noises just come out of your mouth and you're not prepared for them, okay? That's my life. Sometimes noises just come out of my mouth and I'm not ready for them at all. We don't need you. Yeah, but like you can see that it just looks a little bit more natural, a little less man-made, so to speak. And we're gonna do something like this just to create a little extra layer of like that freedom. That's right. All right, we got none of this here is actually going to be, yeah, none of this here outside of this window. I'm surprised I didn't get more of that. I don't know why I stopped in the middle of that sentence. None of that stuff there outside of that window like was regular cobblestone. I was a little surprised that I made holes quite that big. We're gonna break a couple of these bad boys down. Let's go ahead and do one on top, a couple on bottom here, just to kind of create that green texture. And we're gonna have once again some vines and stuff, so that'll help fill in some of the gaps. But you don't want the vines to be the sole provider, okay? I guess that is the size of the window. Well, in light of the current situation, time set day, because I can see it darkening in the background. Okay, we didn't have any here, so I don't know what I was doing on that aspect of things. There we go. Now we got the last side, I think. And once again, I don't want to go too crazy with this because the more you place, the less contrast it actually happens in the build, because it's all green. You know, you don't want it to be all green. You just want it to be mostly green. All right, and that should be everything. And we have a little bit of green inlaid there. Now is where things get a little bit crazy. So we're gonna, boop, get rid of those guys since we don't need them. All right, so we're gonna put a couple of these guys, and I do kind of want to have one kind of hang off the edge, but also hang over windows and stuff. I just think that might be really cool. And once again, this is the same kind of idea. You just place it a little bit randomly. Get up there, big boy. Yeah, and this side's a little more overgrown because you can see that it doesn't get a lot of daylight on these sides. Okay, let's get a couple more up here. I think it'd be cool to have one hang right next to the door. Going up there. Voila. Now, what I'm going to do is take some time just to let those vines grow, bone meal some stuff, maybe throw some flowers around the front here, and then we'll be right back so we can see kind of the finished exterior product. And, well, that's let me clear my inventory here. That's the gist. Obviously, the vines haven't grown completely yet, but I'm thinking what I'll do is I'll probably get like a thumbnail, so you guys might be able to see the thumbnail, or we can come back to it in next episode of the series. Just kind of see how those vines laid out and how beautiful it is. We did add this bad boy down here because we're like, oh, yay, a dungeon cellar thing. I don't know. Maybe we could throw some stuff down there. You know, definitely not victims. But we have this thing done. The interior, obviously, as I said, is stripped down. We'll take one quick tour of the thing. We'll go on the outside here. We did get the kind of a feel for it. Got the A-frame, got the wrapped around porch, which is going to be a must in my actual house. I just love how wraparounds look. And you come in here, you can be like, oh my gosh, it's a door. Yes, let's open the door. Look, it's beautiful. It's open. You can do whatever you want because it's a house. And you got the second story with a couple different lofts. Maybe that's just storage, maybe not, who knows. But that's it. I mean, all things considered, I want to say, without commentating and all that kind of stuff, you could probably get this house done in about 25 minutes, which is about how long this video is, thereabouts. I do tend to ramble, so it may be a little closer to half an hour, but you could probably do this house in about 25 minutes, so it doesn't take a whole lot of investment, especially if you're in creative. And if you are in survival, plan on putting this bad boy up in about, I don't know, 50 minutes, just to accommodate for all the times where you have to fall down and rebuild and things like that. So it's not an over complex house. It's very similar, very simple shape, very simple roof. Not a whole lot to go on, but it's beautiful nonetheless. But thank you guys so much for joining me in today's episode of the Scottish Village Let's Build series. Now, if you have any tricks of the trade for doing interior decorating, or you would like to start seeing me decorate the interior of maybe some of the regular houses and things like that, feel free to let me know. And if there's another building you want to see me do or finish up, or give me, you know, ideas on this guy, you know, as asked previously in the last video, let me know in the comment section down below, because it'll be a good time. As always, remember, liking, commenting, subscribing, great tools for you to get in touch with me. Let me know what you liked, didn't like, what you want to see next. We're getting closer to that 100 subscriber benchmark, and I promise we're going to have a giveaway. I swear to you, it's going to happen. I hate that that's not centered. I hate that. But that's what happens when you don't math things out properly and you just kind of build willy-nilly. You know, maybe you guys can perfect that. But anyways, we will be doing that Amazon gift card giveaway once we hit 100 subscribers, and it's going to be randomly chose from those of you who comment and are also subscribed. Obviously, it's not now, I'll announce. But one real quick thing before I totally close this video. Warcraft Classic, World of Warcraft Classic. I'm stoked for it. I am overly amped for it. I'm going to be posting on my probably Instagram. I don't know if I'll do Twitter. I don't know. I don't enjoy Twitter that much, but I do enjoy Instagram because I can post pictures and things like that with it. So I'll keep posting on Instagram. Feel free in the comment section down below to click on the link to go to my Instagram, but I'll be posting specific dates and times when I'm going to start that 24-hour live stream. And you know what? I'm just excited. I think I've found what class I'm going to roll. I know I'm going to be an Alliance boy because I've always been an Alliance boy. I think I found my class and everything like that. And so it's just a matter of getting the ball rolling. So that's that. You know what? I've rambled long enough. Hit the bell notification icon to stay up to date on what we are doing for that 100 subscriber gift card, that 24-hour live stream. It's going to be a good time. Now that rambling is done, just remember that I love you guys, and we will see you in the next video. A toodly-doo.